fellow Toastmasters and our huge number of guests. One of the most important things that I learned in Toastmasters was not necessarily how to speak. I could always run my mouth, not a problem. But what I learned was to give constructive, positive feedback, something that I didn't really grow up with. I grew up with, hey, you did something wrong, kid, don't do it again. Nobody ever told me what I did wrong, but you got a slap in the head anyway. In Toastmasters, I learned to modify that process with evaluation. So let's ask why we evaluate, who evaluates, and how it happens. There's a lot of information here, so I'm going to run rather quickly, and I'm going to ask those of you who have agendas in front of them to turn them over. You're going to need to use them. All right, let's get started with the why. We evaluate because if we all knew what we were doing wrong, if we all knew how to be better speakers, we wouldn't be here, would we? So we help people to understand the skills that they bring. Everybody brings something to the table. We help them to understand what they can tweak, what they can make a little better, what they can be doing a little bit more effectively, and that helps build self-esteem. And it's the confidence that really makes us succeed. So who does it? Well, we all evaluate, whether we realize it or not. We do it outside this room. We do it at home. We do it at work. So ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to focus on is the how. How do we evaluate? How do we give feedback effectively? Well, no-brainer here in Toastmasters, because each of the Pathways projects that we work on comes with an evaluation form. Your icebreaker, well, it was Sylvia's job to introduce herself, and she did a lovely job using her daughter's condition. We learned so much about her and her family. For my evaluation, my job is to use vocal variety and body language. It doesn't mean I'm going to get up here and juggle. I can't do that. But what I can do is use my voice and my body to accentuate my words. And finally, we'll be hearing from Bruce, who's going to connect with storytelling. So Toastmasters lays it all out for us. They show us exactly how to do it. But how do we decide what to say? Being an evaluator for most people is a scary thing. Nobody wants to get up and judge anyone, and we're not asking you to judge. We're asking you to effectively observe what's going on and let us know how you feel about it. So let me go into a very simple system, a surefire way to help you understand what evaluations do, how they work, and how you can be successful at it. We're going to talk about what I see in front of me, what I hear, and how it makes me feel, because isn't that what communication is all about? So when we talk about what I see here in Toastmasters, did the speaker appear nervous? Were they calm? Were they dressed appropriately? Did they stage themselves? Did they pace back and forth? Did they pace so much that it kind of made you nervous? You couldn't keep track of where they were? Or did they stand and speak to you and make eye contact? And as an evaluator, you just don't observe the speaker, you observe the audience. Did you see the audience smile? Did they seem concerned? Did they stay involved? So these are the things that you look at. And when you use the back of that agenda, I want you to you could do it for me, put a little plus for things that I did well, in your opinion, and a little minus for things that maybe I should work on. You could start doing it now, won't hurt my feelings. I've been learning through Toastmasters for 25 years. It really has helped me, especially when it comes to evaluations. I used to be a terror at evaluating. I've gotten so much better. So it's not just what you see, what did you hear? Could you hear me in the back of the room? Could you hear my voice? Did it fluctuate? Or did I get to be a monotone and you're tired of hearing me after a while? These are the things you look at. You put the pluses and the minuses. And finally, what did I feel? How did it make me feel? I know when I listened to Sylvia, it made me feel very concerned for her at first. But she showed us there was a happy ending. And yeah, that video was worth it. The thing is, though, is I felt a little uncomfortable there because she couldn't get, technology is great when it works, but thank God Matthew was there and he saved us. He saved us this morning anyway. So what did I feel? Were the phrases colorful and expressive? Finally, we have to think about how we take all those little pluses and minuses and we put them together. I suggest the sandwich method. Praise, critique, praise. I know that there are a lot of people who say that there are others that work better, but for me and my experiences, again, let's keep it simple and short. So let's build our evaluation. We open with some praise, something that people did very well. Did the speaker smile? It could be something that simple. Did they come out and they talk to you? Did they tell stories? You open with things that really struck you well. And then the meat of that sandwich is, tell us about the things that you marked with the minus sign. Things that they could do a little bit better. Give examples. When you did this, I felt that way. Maybe you could tweak it a little bit. And then closing, you finish with additional strengths and recap what they've done well. So this is it in a nutshell, folks. In closing, I want you to always remember to keep your feedback positive and supportive. That's why we're here. That's what keeps our atmosphere comfortable, and it keeps guests coming because they know we've got a good thing going on here. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.